A little working in the shop here today, and wanted to give you a little tutorial on how to use our bandsaw and the pieces that you're going to need to cut for your MIG welding project. So over here at the bandsaw, I was cutting a 45-degree cut, and it's kind of nice because we have two bandsaws. So one is on a 45 degree, and the other over here is not. That one's on a 90 degrees to the blade. So what I would do first is cut my angle, because you can see you're going to need a little more length to get out to the blade. So if you cut the pieces really short first, then you're going to have to cut the angle with some other method, a hacksaw or a cutoff wheel. So anyhow, let's remove this piece, and we're going to come over here and I'll show you what I've already cut. A couple pieces. So I've got two pieces. These are approximately 3 inches. So I need to make this a little shorter. It's too long. I would like 3 pieces that are about the same length. So let me just take my pencil or my Sharpie. That'll work. So that's where I want to cut that off right there. And we're going to go over, I'm going to show you how to use the bandsaw. So there's some simple steps here at the bandsaw to get this set up. All right, I'm going to pull this out away from the wall a little bit, and this is hydraulically operated, so you want to turn the lever off first, and that will allow you to raise the bandsaw. And I'm going to try to use the handle up here, not the tensioning knob. I'm going to use the handle to raise that up. Now the bandsaw will sit, because remember, I turned the hydraulics off. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my rate. So if I lift that hydraulic lever, this bandsaw will start falling, and I want to make sure that it falls nice and slowly. If I'm cutting a thicker piece of metal, it's going to fall really slow. If I'm cutting something a little thinner, square tube, see, I've got hollow square tube, so this is going to sound a little weird when it cuts down there, but I'm going to start. I raise the lever, and the knob, the dial on the top, is all the way closed. So if I open that lefty-loosey, this is going to start to fall nice and slow. You see that going down? It's moving nice and slow. So I need to leave enough space in the vise that I can insert my work. I don't want the blade to be sitting on my work. So now that I set my rate, and this is moving nice and slow, I'm going to go ahead and turn those hydraulics off. So now I can use my line and clamp this in the vise. So I slide that in there. I've got a hand wheel. You can see it just over here underneath. That's what's going to work the vise. So I'm going to tighten the hand wheel, and if I look straight down over the blade, I can line up my mark with the blade. That looks pretty close for what we're cutting here. This isn't a precise measurement. Okay, so now make sure this vise is tight, and I can let the hydraulics go. The saw will start creeping down nice and gentle, and I'm going to turn the saw on. Here's my power switch up here. If all goes well, this saw will turn itself off when it's done, but that's only if people don't bend the adjustment, and they usually do. So here we go. Saw is coming down. And there's my piece right there on the floor. So I'll go ahead and pick that up. And now, when I weld my project together, I'm going to be welding a surface weld, number one. So that would look something like this. I'll just use my marker. And that's going to help me set my settings. And then I'm going to build a T-weld. So that's with my 2 square pieces. And then I'm going to build this angle. So I could come off of it like that, or I could flip this. It doesn't really matter where you put the angle. It could come off of anywhere. It could come off of that side, it could come off of this side. I could come off of here. What I don't want to do is something like that, because this becomes an incredibly difficult corner to weld. So don't do that to yourself. Do it like that, okay? Or something. Anyhow, so that's how to use the bandsaw and a little bit about your welding project. Have a good day.